The average American consumes over 20 pounds of pasta a year. Yes. And Carmine's Restaurant Group, well, it's largely responsible. It's been making heaping family-style Italian food for a quarter century. Carmine's and Virgil's Barbecue, they're both owned by Alicart Restaurant Group, and I spoke to the chief executive, Jeffrey Bank, about his expansion plans for the business. Let's take a listen.
The country has gotten very sophisticated with food. So while casual dining has dropped in sales, we have increased over 25 years. We've never had a down year, recession, no recession. We've been up 2% every single year the last couple of years. And I think with the more sophisticated customer, they're tired of the Bucas and Olive Garden, Mangianos or whatever. They like the quality of Carmines. Cooked-to-order pasta, giant meatballs, 9-inch eggplant, tiramisu, all made fresh, and it's value. So when you're coming with 4, 5, 6 people, you're paying $15, $18 a person. If you eat our 46-ounce porterhouse steak, pound of sausage, potato, onions, and peppers for $85, that feeds 4 people. In my fuzzy math world, what's that, $22 for steak? It's pretty cheap. So you're getting quality, you're getting great food, and I think people appreciate that. And I think that's why we've been successful for 25 years.
Compared to where it was when you started, we're talking, what, 1,600 employees, $100 million in sales a year?
No, we didn't start at 1,600.
Yeah, right,
let's
exactly.
get that clear to the viewers. Yes, we have 1,600 employees. We're in Las Vegas, Washington, D.C., Atlantic City, 2 in New York, and the Bahamas.
Carmines. Where does the name Carmines come from, and where did the concept come from?
So Artie Cutler, a great man, great visionary, at one point had about 26 different concepts. You've all heard about them. He started off in Murray's Sturgeon on the Upper West Side. Then he opened Doc's. Then he opened Carmine's, Virgil's, Ollie's, Haru, Columbia Bagel, a white prize fighter somewhere, God knows where he is, and a gym. The man had vision. So when we wanted to do this, he wanted to do this Italian restaurant, he wanted it to be like an Italian wedding or your grandmother's house on Sunday night. Comfortable. Everything at Carmine's is the wow factor. Looking for a name, love single name type restaurants, love the name Carmine, and it also kind of fit with he liked to go to the track. He owned a couple of horses in the Trotters, and the winningest jockey in Trotters is named Carmine.
All right, so we got the winningest jockey in Trotters is Carmine.
Right.
We got Carmine's, the restaurant. What kind of scale is perfect for Carmine's? How many seats are you talking about?
So it's a good question because we've been scaling up, and I think we just maxed out. So you're talking about in New York, we've been open 25 years, 13 to 15,000 square feet restaurants, and they're about 550 seats, which in the real world, your average restaurant in New York City is about 72 seats, just under a public assembly license size. So 550 already sounds a lot. We go to Vegas, 20,000 square feet, 700 seats. We get reviewed by the Washington Post. They write, these guys are from New York. I want to hate them. They have 700 seats. I want to hate them. I've been here 3 times. I don't understand how they get the food out fast, consistent, delicious. I guess I can hate them. Then we took the next scale to Vegas. Big town. If you go big, go home. 28,000 square feet, 800 seats in the Forum Shops at Caesars. David Simon Properties, he's been chasing Carmines for years, and came in and says, I got a spot for you. I don't know anyone else that can fill that many seats. We're doing about 2,000 covers a night between 6 and 9:30.
2,000 covers a night, and we're talking over, what, 25,000 square feet of space. What's an ideal location for a Carmine's?
For the big ones, that's what we like to call them, the Times Square in the Vegas, is what I like to call a spigot type, spigot city. So Orlando, we'll probably wind up in Orlando, Las Vegas. Usually when we're in a city, we follow with the other concepts. So right now we're finishing up, we'll have a Virgil's coming to Vegas very soon. And then our baby Carmines, you know, the ones that only do 10, 12 million, the 500-seat babies. They can go into a Philadelphia, Toronto. I guess we call those secondary markets, which maybe is a little weird.
No, we're not going to call them secondary markets. They just happen to be there. Virgil's. Let's start talking about barbecue. How did you decide that Virgil's was a concept that had legs?
20 years ago, barbecue is, you know, is a religion, is a theme. My sister just did a show on TV called Holy Smokers with priests and barbecue. It is people who smoke barbecue and make barbecue know what they're doing. But when Virgil's came about, and yes, Virgil's has a story, the guy who gave out tea times at Artie's club, he thought that might help him a little with some of his morning golf. So Virgil's does come from somewhere.
The amount of food that has to be cooked and served at a Virgil's has got to be a daunting challenge. How do you source all this stuff?
Well, I mean, we really work very hard on quality. And the biggest thing with barbecue, though, is you really have to have a love for it. So, between, Chef Rolnick and Neil Corman, Neil just did our cookbook that just came out, our Virgil's cookbook. We have two 1,800-pound smokers going all day at Virgil's. So you got 3,600 pounds of meat smoking. That's one science. How do you use the right apple wood from North Carolina that we want perfectly all day? How do you hold that meat before you're going to serve it to keep the smoky flavor? How do you prepare what you need for the next day when you don't know what's coming the next day? So it's a tricky business. So what happened with Virgil's, though, was it's the only true regional barbecue of just, there is no region. So we've been around 20 years, and we'll have something from Kansas City fried chicken, or brisket from Dallas, or Memphis ribs, because in each of these towns, barbecue really means something else. Barbecue is different all across the country. In Virgil's, you get a smattering of all over. There's a big road trip. Everybody went to try food all across the country, and a lot of fun.